Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Welcome to Brazil, where it's a wet race. It is a wet race. It does dry up partway through. Luckily, practice 1, P1, was wet as well. So I've done plenty of practice laps in P1 to get ready for the race. I'm hoping we do quite well. I'm not sure if it's intermediates or it's full wet. So let's have a little look, see what tyres it's going to start us on. I don't know how I feel. Like, wet races haven't been great. Obviously, I've gone back to traction control on full whilst I get used to the wheel. My speed has got better with the wheel for sure. I think once traction control comes off, it could be a bit like Bambi on ice. We could be slipping and sliding all over the shop. We will wait and see how that goes. But yeah, the race in Brazil, it's a decent track for us. We've done okay. It's intermediates, okay. So the weather is interesting because you can see at the top there it goes light rain, light rain, light rain, light rain, just cloudy, light rain, heavy rain. So I really don't know what to expect, to be honest. It's 36 laps, it's a long old race. So here we go. It's a bit of a speedy start down into turn 1 here. I'm going to go on the overtake button and Bottas kind of squeezing me out of it there already. Not an ideal start for us here, and we're on the inside and it's not looking good. I need to try and beat someone like Ricciardo. I just want to focus on beating Alexander Albon mainly because he's obviously our rival. I got a collision with Ricciardo there, so I'm not too sure about that one, but we are kind of away. We're in 4th. We have leapfrogged Charles Leclerc by the looks of things. I'm kind of accidentally defending him like crazy. It's going to take me a couple of laps to get used to the rain again.
We've had position on lap 1. That's not great, but it's not
Oh, P4. Oh, I qualified P5. Someone must have taken a grid penalty then. Because he said, Jeff's just said we've held position. God, look at that sun coming through the cloud there. God, if the sun could come out and dry up all the rain, I'd have a chance. I feel like Sector 2 is good for us because we seem to be quite useful around these corners. But again, in the rain, don't really know what to expect, to be totally honest with you. Like I said, we kind of did full wets for P1, so practice 1 was quite good for us because we were on full wets. We seem to stick to the track quite well. Obviously, I don't know if we're going to challenge these guys. I've got a lot of things on my mind with the racing at the moment because I've got so much I need to think about for our team as well going forward. Obviously, we've got the new season coming up. We've got one more race after Brazil. We've got Abu Dhabi. It's, I don't know, we're going to have about 20 mil to spend on engines, drivers, facilities. I'm leaning towards someone like Danny Kvyat, to be honest, or Sergio Perez. That's kind of where my head is at the moment, because those two have both scored good points. I don't think they're crazy expensive, maybe like 10 mil, which obviously is a lot of money, but I have to think going forward as well. Do I just invest in a slightly lower driver? Maybe see how much Lando Norris is. I think Lando would be a cool driver to have, to be honest. It just depends. I don't know how he'd get on. We've had obviously 0 points scored from Nick De Vries. Antoine Hubert was with us for the first sort of part of the season. He didn't score us anything either. So we've gone a bit far there, we overshot that a bit. My fuel consumption is absolutely crazy. Okay, we're going to have to run lean fuel, guys. We've just burnt off like so much fuel. Why have we burnt so much fuel? Why have we burnt so much fuel? I'm going to have to run... Why are we... I don't understand why we're burning so much fuel here, guys. Have we got an issue? Have we got an issue that Jeff hasn't told me about? I'm going to go ERS mode, but... Lean fuel. I'm literally losing fuel. Look at me. How am I losing fuel still? Oh no, we're gaining a bit back now. Okay. Is it maybe the acceleration or what? I don't know. Bottas does the fastest lap of the race. What's that? Bottas? Yeah, Bottas ahead of us in 2nd. I mean, we're holding 4th position here quite well. I feel like the AI is not as good in the rain, and if you can start to master the rain a bit, I feel like you can do quite well. Well, that was a very weird start to the race. I don't know, do we have it seemed like we had a fuel leak. I know we didn't, obviously, but that's what it felt like. That is what it felt like, was that we had a fuel leak at the start of the race. We had like 0.5 laps of fuel, and then like a lap and a half later we had 0.2, 0.1. That's crazy. Why did we lose so much fuel? We're going to have to run lean mode for a little while here, just to ensure, because if I get back to standard, I don't want to risk running out of fuel. If you've ever accidentally burnt fuel to low fuel mode, you'll realise you literally go at like a snail's pace. You'll just be in like 50 miles an hour. You're like pit limiter. speed, and it's crazy. I don't know if we're safe to go back into standard fuel mode yet. I'm really not too sure. Kind of battling the car a little bit through some of these corners with the rain. Oh, I did spin it in practice there. I'm gonna leave it on lean, because even on lean I am burning fuel. I don't know why. Where was it? We had a problem before. Wasn't it Monza? Oh, someone's coming. Oh, he's coming to the inside of me here. I'm going to let Charles Leclerc through, I think.
Okay, focus. We need to stay on form.
I think I just let Charles Leclerc through because I'm not fighting him. Albon is in 7th. He's 2 seconds down on me, so I need to try and beat Alexander Albon if possible. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy at all, to be honest. Especially in lean fuel mode as well. There is no DRS obviously in the rain, so that's a positive. Is having a gap actually makes it much more difficult for them to close it. We'll see if Ricciardo can hold up Albon. Ricciardo, in theory, should be slower than Albon. The Renault should be slower than the Red Bull. I'm not quite sure where Verstappen is in this. Maybe it was Verstappen that took a grid penalty, because unless he's leading the race, which I don't think he is. No, he's not on the mini-map. Is there a Red Bull right at the back of the grid? I think there's a Red Bull right at the back of the grid. Bottom left. I could be wrong. Oh, yes. Sorry, Jeff. I forgot to use the overtake button because I'm focusing so heavily on my fuel load. No, there isn't a Red Bull at the back. He's kind of in the middle of the pack, I think. I think he's actually behind Alexander Albon. So Verstappen must have taken a grid penalty. Again, I'm sure he's taken 1 or 2 grid penalties before as well. Right, we're going to burn all of our ERS in this one straight, I think. We'll just go for it. Whatever our allowance is for the lap, we'll just try and put as much in right here. Get away from Ricciardo and Albon. We just need to kind of keep away from them if possible.
Okay, I think the track will be drying out quite soon. Mind you don't burn out your tyres.
Okay, cheers, Jeff. I mean, Jeff, I'm assuming Jeff will eventually go new strategy on the MFD. Oh, by the way, Matt, come in and put on the slicks. But it's going to be a weird race if we do, because it does get wet again at the end. We get like a small period with no rain, and then it comes back again. The rain comes back to haunt us. So as long as Nick finishes the race as well, we'll get our big sponsor payouts, make about $1 million for the week as well, which would be great for the race weekend, which is always good. A little bit close up on the inside there on that corner, a bit unnecessary. A little bit far on that corner, so a bit of inconsistency there through that sector. I don't mind this corner. It's quite like a chill, just off the accelerator, and then you kind of accelerate as you come out up to the top of the hill here. I do quite like the Brazilian track. It's quite good fun. In the rain, maybe not so much, but we're doing quite well. We're holding 5th position. Maybe we need to up the difficulty even more, guys. Maybe we need to get back to 90. Fastest sector 2 of the race. You see, for some weird reason, our car does really well. I'm going to go into standard fuel mode here, because we've got quite a lot of fuel left. You can see there, though, it is absolutely burning fuel in standard mode. I don't know if that's a bug, or if that's... I don't know. I'm not too sure. I've done fastest lap of the race.
That was the fastest lap of the race so far.
Okay, that's decent. That would be an extra point should we get top 10. Fastest lap of the race would be great. Charles Leclerc doing a great job there. I don't know where Hamilton is actually. Hamilton's way down the grid as well. He's behind Verstappen. So I think it goes me, Ricciardo, Albon, Verstappen, Hamilton. So there's some interesting things. And then it goes all the way back to an Alfa Romeo, who's really holding everyone up. I think Nick De Vries second from last, unfortunately. I thought he qualified P16 as well, didn't he? I don't know what the man's doing.
I don't think the line is really dry enough yet to start thinking about slicks. Let's hold on to the inters for a while longer.
That's absolutely fine, Jeff. I'm happy on these tyres right now. Happy on these tyres right now, Jeff. It's awkward because you can't really late brake when you're on. Can't really late brake when you're on the inters as easily because your stopping power isn't quite as good. Now, I know Jeff's going to be like, oh yeah, the racing line's dry, put some slicks on. That's going to scare me though, because when it gets to that stage, you have to stick really close to the racing line. It looks like the rain has stopped actually, so the track's going to dry up pretty quick. I think we're going to be on some softs very soon. Or do I go mediums?
The car in front is 1.5 seconds.
Because soft would be great for speed, obviously, but then if the track, I mean, you can see there's a bit of spray coming off our tyres actually as well, isn't there? Just a little bit. Not a lot, but it's going to start to dry out quite a bit, isn't it? So 2.5 seconds to Ricciardo behind, that's good. It's going to be quite a strategic race, I think, this one. It's going to be quite a strategic race. Very interested to see what happens. Very interested to see what happens. We do have fastest lap of the race, which is quite incredible. I think we did go for a full-on ERS lap that lap, so that was helpful. Obviously in the rain, ERS is the only way you're going to get quicker. No DRS to help. So normally a DRS lap will be the one where you get the fastest lap of the race. So obviously in the rain, we're looking quite good so far. I've definitely improved. I know traction control on full is definitely helping me, but if you remember back to Singapore when I effectively just gave up in that race because I couldn't handle the rain. Again, another fastest sector there. I'm going to go for ERS because I've got 95 or 98% or something stupid there. Might be able to put in another fast lap here actually. As the track dries out, I guess people will be going quicker. Fastest lap was a 120.5. That's a 120.479. So
The car ahead. Keep this up.
that was quite good. Carlos Sainz is doing a great job of holding up Charles Leclerc. As soon as Charles Leclerc is through past Carlos Sainz is like in my sights then. But these two are still quicker than me, I think. I think sector 2 I do pretty well in. Faster sector 1 for me there, that's good. Faster sector 1. I guess because we had ERS in the home straight. 7 laps already done, on to lap 8, which is looking pretty good. Quite a nice start, but remember it can literally take one mistake in F1 and you're back at the grid again, you know. It's kind of weird though how we're keeping with these guys. Like I said, I think we're getting better on the wheel for sure. Definitely getting better. I'm enjoying it as well because I think we do need to up. Oh, see there, I tried to accelerate a bit too early then, and I wasn't quite straight. I know I've got traction on, but my goodness me, you can still spin very easy, especially in the wet. It seems to me that parts of the track are drier and part of the tracks are wetter than others. There might be a chance here for a good lap. We've got a little bit of slipstream here. I'm going to try it. I've got ERS mode again. Try and power through it. I don't quite know if this will help us or not, but it's definitely not going to. Quite a bit slower. So I took my eyes off the track then and then saw a bit of spray in front of me, so I slammed the brakes on a bit early there. But we'll go for a bit of ERS down the back straight, shall we? I say the back straight, it's just kind of the opposite straight to the home one. Oh, hello. Faster sector 1, which is good. Good start to the lap. A little bit wide there. We're now 4.4 ahead of, or 4.3 ahead of Ricciardo, so hopefully, you know, there's a very slim chance that we actually beat Alexander Albon in our rivalry. Very slim chance that we beat Alexander Albon somehow. We beat Russell early on in the season, and then we got absolutely slapped by Carlos Sainz. Carlos Sainz doing quite a good job here, though. You know, he is holding up Charles Leclerc a little bit, but you know, they're not exactly miles behind the other two. Bottas and I think it's Vettel are absolutely flying clear at the moment. In a way, you can just see them going to the top corner there. Slower sector 2 for me there, but again, I don't know if we push ERS here. I'm glad that we've got the MG UK unit sorted out and everything as well. I'm glad. I think it was Kyle in the Discord that was helping me out massively with the putting in the worn parts in practice and getting the good parts in for qualifying and the race. The fresh of it, so our engine management will be a lot better. 23 seconds ahead of Nick De Vries already, just on our 10th lap. 2 seconds a lap quicker already. It's kind of crazy. Charles Leclerc trying to line up a move on Carlos Sainz. The track seems to be drying out. It does seem to be drying out quite a bit, but there's still some sections that here, like there's spray through here. I guess on the straights they're drier because everyone's faster through it, so it obviously spreads the water a bit more. Maybe through the corners it's still a little bit wet because obviously you're slower, so you're not moving as much water when you cut through it. I mean, I don't know if that's actually a thing, but if that was a thing, that's pretty realistic, to be fair. Albon and Ricciardo are definitely going backwards. I think that's courtesy of Ricciardo more than anything.
We think we may see some rain. ETA is about 15 minutes.
Rain in about 15 minutes. So, in reality, if Jeff was to say, right, pit now, we could put on some slicks. I think if loads of other people start pitting, we'll pit as well, but the thing is I don't know if I should just whack some slicks on and hope. See, the leaders are staying out, which, you know, is something I should probably keep with, but I'm not really sticking with these guys in front. I'm just kind of hovering in 5th place right now, which is good. Oh, DRS enabled.
Stewards have now enabled DRS. DRS is now online.
Okay, we're now too far away though for DRS here, which is a shame. So that means the track's dry enough then for DRS. That must mean we could come in for some slicks soon. And if there's rain in 15 minutes, I think we go on to a set of softs. Teammates in the pits.
A new strategy is available on the MFT.
You see quite a lot of cars are doing it. See, he's not really giving me a new strategy, is he, old Jeff here? I think we go for a set of softs, guys. I think we need to go for a set of softs.
Okay, copy that.
I think we go for a set of softs, Jeff. 15 minutes on a set of softs, we probably get 10 laps out of at least. I think we need to pit for some softs. I think we do it. We could go mediums. Do you know what? I'm going to go medium, actually. I don't know. Mediums will keep me going for sure. Are the leaders going into the pits? Are the leaders going in? I'm going to go mediums, because 15 minutes. I don't want to...
Be careful, Right, come in at the end of this lap.
Okay, we kind of cheekily go through there. Okay, we're going to go for a set of mediums. We're going to risk... A set of softs would be great for speed, but I just think that mediums mean I can stay out until the next set of rain comes. Because these guys might have to pit again, I don't know. It's rough. I've taken a risk here.
Only one stop to go.
I've taken a risk with mediums. I probably should have just gone for soft because everyone else has. I'm just hoping that if the rain, if they burn out their tyres quickly enough, we might be okay. But we're going to come out in quite a nice little position here on our own. I'm going to go standard fuel here as well. I'm going to up the fuel load a little bit. I've got to be careful because there might still be a little bit of rain on the track, although the sun is beaming through the clouds there. I'm going to go standard fuel and just hope that it doesn't burn every part of our fuel out, because look at the fuel though. I think there's a problem
Got a
here.
lot of spare energy. Use your overtake button.
We're now 3.9. I think Charles Leclerc stayed out for a lap, didn't he, actually, on the Inters? So I think there's a chance to maybe catch Charles Leclerc. Raikkonen's obviously stayed out as well. The only problem is Carlos Sainz and that will be on softs. So the only reason I went mediums at the last minute was because purely I thought, well, if the rain's coming in 10 to 15 minutes, they might have to make another stop for another set of dries. So he's overtaken now. I'm sure Kimi Raikkonen's going to pit here. I hope he does, because at least he's out of my way. Yeah, there he goes. Charles Leclerc should be in the pits. He is. There's also a Red Bull in there, which I'm assuming is Max Verstappen.
You've moved up to 5th. That's P5.
I'm not going to get fastest lap. There's Charles Leclerc coming round the pits there. Can we do a beautiful undercut on him? I think we've got him, you know. I think we have. We have Charles Leclerc, and we've got Albon. We've got a gap between the two there. Our fuel load on standard is definitely broken on this track. Nick De Vries, fastest lap, obviously on the softs. It's a shame because I lose my fastest lap time where I was actually looking quite good. Charles Leclerc is actually right behind us. Again, I feel like it's almost worth letting him through. He's on softs as well, but Albon gained massively. He's only 1.5 behind. He's got past Ricciardo somewhere.
The car behind has come in. They're now on the soft tyre. Softs on the car behind.
It's not ideal that all these guys are on softs. They're going to be quicker than us. The issue I've got for this though is that if the rain, if I've done this well enough, we should in theory have a better strategy than everyone else around us. In theory. It's not necessarily the truth, but Alex Albon just goes fastest lap. Oh, I've got to try and beat his lap now. Hamilton as well. So I've got a lot of quick cars behind me. A lot of quick cars behind me. See, our standard fuel is definitely having some trouble here. I don't know what's going on with it. Charles Leclerc's surely going to pass us here. I feel like just letting him through, to be totally honest with you. I'm actually going to defend him quite well there. He's on my left, but I don't know exactly where. There he is. Let's let him through. I'm just going to dip in behind him there. Just a little dabble off the accelerator.
Come on, you can win that place back.
You say that, Jeff, but he's on faster tyres and in a faster car, mate. And I'm going to have to run lean fuel, Jeff, because I don't know what you've done. Have you put a hole in the fuel tank or something, Jeff? Because we are burning in standard fuel. We are absolutely burning it. I don't know if anyone else has this problem in Brazil. Do let me know if you do, guys, because I feel like my car is literally leaking fuel. It's so strange. Unless it's because there's a lot of acceleration out of corners, but I can't imagine that's it. Bottas at
Right, we have a
111.
very worn-out MG UK. Our battery charge speed is suffering, and if it gets much worse, we could be forced to retire.
You said that before, Jeff. Hopefully not. I've got to try and fight Alexander Albon with everything I've got, though, to be fair. Hamilton, Verstappen. Oh, I've got so many fast cars behind me, it's ridiculous. The only hope is that they pit for another set of softs, then the rain comes, then they have to pit again, and I've only got to pit once because I'm on mediums. There goes Albon. He's actually done very well to get out of my way in a way. Oh, right, Ricciardo's behind us now. He's on softs as well. See, we're the only ones that went for medium tyres.
We're accumulating some wear on the MG UK. To manage this, we'll need to lower our ERS deployment mode.
Jeff's not exactly helping, is he? Daniel Ricciardo on softs. You can see, obviously, you remember Mexico, how we cut through the field on the softs late on. This is basically what's happening to me now, but in reverse. I'm now the man that is at risk of being overtaken quite a lot. But like I said, I think there's a chance that we get away with it. I genuinely think there's a chance that we get away with this. We're only a second ahead, not even now. I genuinely think there is a chance. Charles Leclerc, fastest lap of the race so far. I mean, we're going quicker. Verstappen behind me doing the fastest lap of the race. Oh god, these guys are absolutely eating into my lead.
Okay, we don't think we're far away from some rain. I'll keep you updated as the conditions change.
Okay, so some rain is on the way, which is a good sign. That's what we want. It's a very good sign that rain is on the way. It's exactly what we want, but I need it to be a few more laps out. Maybe another, I don't know, 7 or 8 laps, because then these guys on the soft will be forced to either be running really, really worn tyres, and you remember what happened in America when I was running really worn out softs, or they might be, I'm hoping they get forced into another pit stop to change. I mean, everyone went in the same lap as me, so I don't know how many. I should probably ask Jeff actually.
Albon is ahead of
There
you.
we go.
Okay, gap ahead is 1.3 seconds. They're on old softs. Their tyres are 3 laps old.
Oh.
We think they've got one more stop. The time last lap was a 1:11.9. You're losing around 1.6 seconds.
God. Yeah, they so okay, their tyres are 4 laps old now for Albon. I think Albon pitted the same lap as us, didn't he? So his tyres are 4 laps old. The only issue with that, I don't know. How many laps can you get out of these softs? Maybe 10, 11? So I need the rain to hold off for like another 10 laps for sure.
Gap to car in front is 1.7 seconds.
We are losing time to Albon, but like I said, he's in a faster car. He's got the faster tyres. Maybe we should have gone softs. Maybe that's my error. My logic, though, was thinking that maybe we do a 1 stop on mediums, whereas these guys might, if they do softs, they might have to go soft inters, whereas we could probably go medium inters. So they'll have to make an extra stop compared to us, but that's my hope anyway. That is my hope. Obviously, we're running in lean fuel mode as well, which is really frustrating, because obviously we can't put out as much power as it is purely because of that. The MG UK's got a bit of wear on it as well. What are we on the MG UK? 55%, okay. It's not horrendous, but it is what it is. It's a decent lap. Very fast third sector there, actually. Very fast third sector somehow. 1:11.999. God, just about a 1:11 then, just about. Ricciardo chomping down behind me as well. He's got DRS, but I don't think that straight's long enough for him to make a pass on us there, so it's always good. Good racing so far, This lap will bring the end of the episode when we make our way round there, as it's the halfway stage. Hopefully you've enjoyed the first half of the race. The second half of the race is definitely going to come down to whether my strategy pays off or not. Now, if it doesn't pay off, we'll probably end up battling maybe for 8th, 9th, 10th. However, if my strategy does pay off, we could be battling for our first ever podium of the season. If everyone else has to make one more stop than me, you lose quite a bit of time in Brazil because of this long straight down here. So I'm hoping that we can make our way through the field if we're lucky enough. But if you are enjoying this half of the race, please do leave a thumbs up, do subscribe if you're new, leave some comments down below. Is my strategy going to work? Who knows? It's going to be a tight one, but we'll see you on the next half of the race very, very soon. And I think I just saw a drop of rain, so come back soon.